Hello people. Today I'm going to talk about everything that has gone wrong with Yu-Gi-Oh, which I'm pretty sure a lot of these things you can agree on. Okay, here I have the actual Yu-Gi-Oh site with the episodes, and I'm going to go ahead and open up the ban list for the current Yu-Gi-Oh game nowadays. Ban list Yu-Gi-Oh 2020, because that's what year we're in, for all those people who haven't seen this video yet. Okay, here it is. Here's the website. We're going to get back to this in a minute. We're going to let this site load. And if you actually go and just randomly Google search Yu-Gi-Oh, look what it says. Right here, it says it's a 6-year-old card game for 6-year-olds. And the reason why that is, I'm pretty sure a lot of you can agree with it. Over the years, it has become a 6-year-old card game, because all these newer cards nowadays, it doesn't take much skill to use them or to know how to play them. That's one of the reasons why I don't use new cards. I've actually stopped playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm actually trying to get into playing Magic the Gathering instead, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Has just gone down the drain. It's become bull crap. One of the things I wanted to point out here about the GX season here is this is what I mean by, this is one of the examples of what I mean by it's bull crap. Okay, this is season 1. There's a certain episode where Jaden, here it is, I think it's right here. It's these two episodes right here where Jaden and Cyrus go up against the Paradox Brothers, who summon the Gate Guardian. Now, so basically what they do, and they do the exact, and in the show they do the exact same thing that I see a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players do, even in the real actual card game. Is because what happened, if you remember these episodes, what happens is the Paradox Brothers, they actually summon the Gate Guardian, which has an attack of 3,750. So what do? What's the result of the video? Instead of Jaden and Cyrus coming up with a monster more powerful than the Gate Guardian, what do? They shift it in defense mode, use a terrible spell card called Shield Crush. And to me, that's just a cheap combo, and that's just what Yu-Gi-Oh has become about: cheap moves, cheap combos. Easy, simple to read cards, easy, simple to read effects. A lot of these cards nowadays, these Yu-Gi-Oh cards nowadays, especially if you're someone like me who's been around since Yu-Gi-Oh first started, a lot of these newer cards, they have these effects that are just, back in our day, people who were born in 2000s, stuff like that, who grew up in the 2000s, these card effects these type of card effects were unheard of back in our day, but they just make these cards like there's nothing. So that's what Yu-Gi-Oh has become about nowadays. All these archetypes and all these cheap plays, cheap effects, And I wasn't really too happy with that episode. If I could have, this is the actual website, actual site. If I could give a thumbs down on those two episodes, not these, hang on, where are they at? These ones. If I could actually give a thumbs down on these two episodes, I would actually give 5,000 down thumbs, because that was just a very cheap way to defeat the Gate Guardian. Shift defense mode, then just use Shield Crush. That's the typical Yu-Gi-Oh player nowadays. Oh, I can't beat it. I don't have a card in my deck to beat it, so I'm just going to use a simple magic like Fissure or Smashing Ground or Shield Crush to destroy it, because I can't beat it. That's just the cheap way that people play nowadays. Now, onto the ban list. I don't agree with the ban list. Now here I have the ban list of the actual card game, and I don't agree with it. I honestly don't even know why the ban list exists, because it doesn't make any sense to go and ban all these cards when there's all these archetypes and new cards that do the exact same thing. Like, I don't understand that. The ban list contradicts the whole, archetype thing. Here, I'm going to show you an example. Right here, here's the forbidden spells. Okay, you have Change of Heart. Right there. Change of Heart, forbidden. Change of Heart, of course, if you know that, it lets you take control of a monster. Why is Change of Heart banned? But yet, Mind Control isn't banned. Brain Control isn't banned. Or Gyru Guardian, or whatever it's called, that warrior monster, that's warrior synchro monster that lets you, take the opponent's monster after you destroy it. I don't see it on here. Any of the synchro monsters. I don't see Gyru Guardian. So why is Change of Heart banned, but not cards like that? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Okay. Another example would be right here. Raigeki. Why is Raigeki limited? Why is Raigeki limited? It was banned, but why is it limited instead of just, not banned or limited? I don't understand that. I mean, I don't understand. I really don't agree with the whole mindset of, Potter agreed. We can't let it's not really right or fair that players draw 2 cards and not have a cost. Or the whole Raigeki thing. It's not really, you can't just blow off your opponent's field and not have a cost. Okay, but why does there have to be a cost in order for you to use a card? Like, why, if a card does not have a cost, why does it have to be banned? I don't understand that. Okay. You got cards that, like Needle Sealing, that aren't banned. Mirror Force is not. I don't see here on the ban list. Okay, none of these cards that blow off your opponent's entire monster field, I don't see them on this list, but why is Raigeki banned? Like, I don't understand that. I mean, why is it limited? I mean, especially when you got archetypes like the Six Samurai, and then you got archetypes like the Gladiator Beast, and all these and even the Blackwing archetype. You have all these archetypes that even if you were to play one Raigeki, blow off their field, the next turn, they'll put 3 or 4 or 5 monsters on the field the exact next turn. So I don't understand why cards like Raigeki's limited when there's cards and archetypes like Blackwing and stuff like that allow your opponent to put 4 or 5 monsters back on the field the exact next turn. I don't understand that. That's just stupid. Like, that's again, the ban list contradicts the actual cards that aren't banned. I don't understand that. So this has just been a video of what I think about Yu-Gi-Oh! Today's current Yu-Gi-Oh! Today's current metagame. It's just, I actually don't want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore because of this. Like, I actually want to start learning how to play Magic together, because this is just, it's gotten ridiculous. This has actually become a child's card game. This is because it's just so easy to play these cards nowadays, to use them. I mean, I don't like to use archetypes. I've never used any archetype. I've never have any theme on my deck. Every person that I've actually played actual Yu-Gi-Oh! With, they've all told me the same thing. There's no consistency in my deck, and there's a reason for that. I don't want to use archetypes. I don't want to use these new cards, even though I can use all these new cards, and I can win by using these new cards. I'm not going to do it because I wouldn't feel satisfied by doing it. I wouldn't feel that my victory was worth it, because I'm using easy to use archetype cards, instead of actually playing an actual deck with an actual strategy to it, and actually trying to figure out how to get around my opponent's strategy and defenses. That's actual Yu-Gi-Oh! Not these archetypes they want to make nowadays. I don't know why they still even call this Yu-Gi-Oh! Anymore. It's a disgrace. But anyways, yeah, like I've actually said that to a lot of people and to myself, like, what, I'm not gonna play you if you're gonna play certain decks. Build yourself a real deck. And I told them that I don't use, I explained it to my opponents too, I don't use archetypes or hardly any of the new cards, because I wouldn't feel satisfied winning. if I used any of the new cards. I would not feel satisfied with my victory. Anyways, that's just my current opinion on today's modern day Yu-Gi-Oh! Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about what I said or this video or just Yu-Gi-Oh! In general. Comment, subscribe, like. I'm going to close this video out. Thank you for watching.